It's a hard hit ball down the first baseline. All-star Willie Hearn makes the field, grabs the grab, runs to the home, and he tags it out before he makes the score. He's out.
You couldn't see it, but I was doing the...
She was. She was throwing that runner right out of the game. He's out of here. It is so good to have baseball back. The Shorebirds had their home opener the other night. A little storm in the way, but so what? Little League, you just saw how much fun it is to have them back on the field. Delmarva without baseball is just not right.
No, it is not. And Delmarva has a rich history when it comes to baseball. In fact, many baseball Hall of Famers have Delmarva roots. Don't believe us? Ask this guy right here, Secrets of the Eastern Shore author Jim Duffy. He joins us for our Throwback Thursday. Now, I want to make it perfectly clear, Jim, we're not talking about people who just made it to the majors. We are talking Hall of Famers.
All the way. We have 5 Hall of Famers with roots on the Eastern Shore. There's a guy from Snow Hill named Judy Johnson, a guy from Trapp named Home Run Baker, a guy from Suthersville named Jimmy Fox, St. Michael's, much more recently, Harold Baines, and then up in Newark, Delaware, guy way back in the 1800s. His name was Vic Willis, and he was a pitcher in Boston. So, yeah, wow. 5 people with Hall of Fame credentials were our ancestors' neighbors here on Delmarva.
Some good ball players here. So, all right, so spin the wheel. Pick one of them. Who do you want to hit first?
Let's go for a guy who was famously described by another pitcher as someone who had muscles in his hair. Let's go for Jimmy Fox of Suthersville. So this is 1920s. He drops out of high school in Suthersville because he is so good at baseball. Signs on with a minor league team in Easton, which is managed by another Hall of Famer, Frank Home Run Baker of Trapp. Frank Home Run Baker knows a good thing when he sees it, and he ships Jimmy Fox up to Philadelphia, where he started playing at the age of 17. He still ranks as the 12th youngest player ever to make a major league debut. And he was a star from the very beginning, ranking really right up there at the time with Babe Ruth when it came to hitting home runs. There's a million different statistics you could point to, and baseball nerds have all those things all the numbers they fly around. I'll just do one. So the magical number of 500 home runs, he was the youngest guy to ever get to that number for 68 years until much more recently Alex Rodriguez did it at a younger age than he did. So nobody in all that time, 70 years, four generations, ever matched what he accomplished in the 1920s and 1930s.
That is amazing. So did these guys stay connected to the Eastern Shore when they made it big?
Jimmy Fox did. He had a very complicated relationship with his hometown of Suthersville. When he was hitting all those home runs, they had banquets in his honor. There was one banquet where they sang a song to the tune of Maryland, My Maryland, which was all about Jimmy Fox, and another one they sang to the tune of Jingle Bells, the whole town getting up and singing. But after his career, things seemed to get a little bit messy. He would come back. There are kind of rumors of some heavy drinking. He had some financial issues, so he was always trying, it seems, to borrow money. And there's one story to make the round where he was knocking on doors one night trying to borrow money from everybody in Suthersville, and nobody would give him any money. So it's kind of sad.
Wow.
In that way, but he had one champion up in Queen Anne's County. A guy by the name of Gil Dunn owned a pharmacy on Kent Island, and he put up a wall in honor of Jimmy Fox and started calling it the Jimmy Fox Museum. And in this really cool kind of moment in the late 1950s, a big Cadillac car shows up outside the pharmacy, and Jimmy Fox himself gets out of the car. And he has a trunk full of all his MVP awards and catchers, masks, and uniforms, and he just gives it all to Gil Dunn for his museum. Isn't that cool?
Oh, my goodness.
That is very cool.
So
okay.
Is Queen Anne still a big fan of are they still proud of Jimmy?
Yeah, now so there's a big statue of Jimmy Fox in the middle of Suthersville, and a lot of that stuff that Jimmy Fox brought to the Gil Dunn's pharmacy is in the Suthersville train station museum.
Very interesting. Okay, so I understand there's a kind of interesting story about Jimmy Fox's lost dog.
What kind of a fox would Jimmy Fox have? What kind of a dog would Jimmy Fox have? He would have a fox terrier.
Of course he
Oh,
would.
my.
While he was doing baseball, in some other city, he put his dog in the care of somebody, a friend in Delaware. And that dog went missing. And of course, this is like, oh my God, Jimmy Fox's dog is missing in an unfamiliar place because he's not used to living there. So everybody went into a panic. Everybody's looking for the dog. The police are called in. They have like an APB. Every officer has a description of the dog. There are 2 officers sitting in the Dover police station. And they hear a noise at the front door. They go out to see what it is. They open the door, and Jimmy Fox's dog walks right into the police station.
That is an amazing story.
I know. The newspaper stories are really fun. They all sort of quote the cop saying, the subject did not give an adequate explanation of his whereabouts in the
My
past days.
goodness. You are our Throwback Thursday MVP,
No
Jim
kidding.
Duffy, and I
Yes.
think you hit it out of the park today. Thank you so much.
You bet. Take care.